The Minnesota Vikings have had a very busy offseason, and that's due to the fact that we only have 4 picks in this year's NFL draft, right? So we have to find a lot of other talent in the free agent pool, but there's also players that we could acquire via trade. And just this past Monday, I believe, it was reported that the Miami Dolphins are shopping one of their standout players. You see his name right here, Jalen Ramsey. Could the Minnesota Vikings make a splash trade for Jalen Ramsey? Let's talk about it. But before we do, shout out to our affiliate partners at Green Gridiron. If you want one of these mini helmets, the link for that is in the description. Hit that link, use the promo code MINSIN at checkout to receive a discount on your purchase. They have NFL helmets, college helmets, fully customizable ones. And not only do they have the mini helmets, they have replica ones too. So they have the bigger ones as well. If that's something you would like, you don't have to be a Vikings fan. Okay? Let me reiterate that. You don't have to be a Vikings fan. If you don't want a Vikings helmet, you can go get whatever your favorite NFL team is, whatever your favorite college team is. You can grab that helmet from Green Gridiron. All you have to do, hit that link in the comment section, use the promo code MINSIN at checkout to receive a discount. And if they already have a deal going on, you can stack the promo code to receive even more off of that final price. So let's get to it. Jalen Ramsey. Miami Dolphins general manager Chris Grier confirmed Tuesday that 7-time Pro Bowl cornerback Jalen Ramsey would likely be traded this offseason, perhaps during the draft in 8 days. And the Minnesota Vikings became lassoed in the Ramsey rumor mill. And while a Ramsey trade to Minnesota is probably a long shot, it's not the worst idea in the world. Okay, Ramsey is 30, still playing at a top 10 cornerback level, and can now be obtained from the Dolphins. Grier said Tuesday while speaking with reporters, after a couple weeks of discussions between ourselves internally and Jalen and his representation, we decided that it was probably in the best interest for all parties moving forward. I will say these decisions aren't done quickly, and they're not taken lightly because we spent a lot of time this offseason working through this, talking through things. Now, Grier did a little to clear up the reasoning for the split. He said, at the end of the day, Jalen did not ask for a trade. Weird. So we went through the process and just felt that after numerous conversations and then talking last week with Jalen and his agent, that it was best to move forward, and it was in the best interests of the Miami Dolphins and for Jalen Ramsey. Very interesting coming from the general manager. Okay, very, very interesting. You kind of look at that and you're thinking, what actually went on? What was actually said in those meetings, in those conversations? Is it Jalen Ramsey's side just not budging on something, or is it the Miami Dolphins saying like, look, we're just not on the same page. Do you want to take a pay cut? Blah, blah, blah. And he probably didn't want to. I'm not sure what's happening, but soon after the Ramsey bombshell, Bleacher Report published a list of landing spots, and Minnesota definitely made the cut. Bleacher Report's Mo Moton wrote, like the Los Angeles Rams, the Minnesota Vikings would have to restructure contracts to make room for Jalen Ramsey, but that's a minor inconvenience in an attempt to patch up their defense. Minnesota re-signed Byron Murphy Jr., a versatile cornerback capable of lining up on the boundary and in the slot. Defensive coordinator Brian Flores can mix and match him with Ramsey while the team figures out who can fill in the gaps alongside them, which obviously we have Mekhi Blackmon. It's a pretty good spot. We have Isaiah Rodgers, who we just signed this offseason. We still have Byron Murphy Jr., so there's obviously options out there. Now, the trade price tag, if you will, Moton claimed that Jalen Ramsey could cost the Vikings their third-round pick next week, the 97th overall selection in the draft. Now, General Manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah received that pick via the NFL's compensatory process, awarded a third-rounder for Kirk Cousins' free agent departure just 1 year ago. So, in Bleacher Report's estimation, the Minnesota Vikings would basically get Jalen Ramsey for a few years because Cousins chose the Atlanta Falcons in 2024. That's a pretty sweet arrangement. Yeah, I'd say that'd be a pretty sweet arrangement, but here's the thing. So when I looked at it, they looked over at the trade scenario, what would happen. The Vikings would essentially get Jalen Ramsey and 2 draft picks. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. It wasn't like a first rounder. It was like a third rounder and maybe a fifth rounder or something like that. And the Miami Dolphins would essentially just get our third round pick for Jalen Ramsey. Um, it's not going to happen. Okay. Would I love it? Yeah, I would. I would absolutely love Jalen Ramsey on the Minnesota Vikings. We need help at the cornerback position, but he is getting older. I don't know necessarily know if his production is at what it was, a couple years ago. I mean, obviously, players do get worse over time. So, what happens if he just falls off this year? That would really suck. Okay. But I don't think this is going to happen for the main reason of just how expensive he is. When we talked about what Chris Greer had to say about, the conversations between him and the internal conversations, it just didn't work out. It's in the best interest of Miami Dolphins and Jalen Ramsey to just kind of part ways. That leads me to believe that the Miami Dolphins asked Jalen Ramsey to take a pay cut just a little bit or something like that. And Jalen Ramsey said, no, not happening. You gave me a contract. I'm playing under that contract until I'm done, until I earn another contract or until it's up, basically. Like, I am not taking a pay cut for this team, which good for him. Kudos to him. Like, he deserved that money at the time. Miami has really not done so well financially, I believe, is what I'm kind of gathering from the Dolphin Syndicate guys. If they're watching, let me know. I know you said you guys have been in like salary cap, you know, hell, if you will, but I don't know if that's 100% accurate. It could be. Miami Dolphins guys, they would know the best about this situation. But from what it seems to me is like, hey, they tried maybe asking for a pay cut. He didn't budge. So they said the best option right now would be to trade him to get rid of that money. So Minnesota could make a trade for him. I don't think it's going to happen, but it very well could. Do you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below? Do you think Minnesota should trade or try to trade for Jalen Ramsey? Let me know down below. And also drop a like, subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks, and Skull Vikes.